This is Boomer Life on CL 650.
About a greenback dollar, spend them fast as you can.
Welcome to Boomer Life on CL 650. I'm Joanne Sutton. Today we're speaking with Jim Doyle, Senior Financial Consultant with Investors Group Financial Services, Inc. Now, Jim's words of wisdom have appeared in the National Post, The Province, Business in Vancouver, as well as the Vancouver Sun. You've also appeared, Jim, on the Czech TV series Family Matters with Judge Harvey Brownstone, speaking on wills and estates, as well as family finances and divorce. So as we head into peak shopping season, do you find yourself feeling stressed out about money matters? Well, chances are you're not alone. The first place to start is right here, right now, identifying your financial goals and priorities. And that's why Jim is here to help us through this busy time of year. He's a bit of a hand-holding process, but we need you. So, Jim, can you review with us 3 principles of the financial planning process? And if you haven't done so already, for our listeners, this is a perfect time to grab a pen and paper.
I'd like to start by reminding everyone that one aspect of financial planning is budgeting or cash flow management. And I think this is really tough for a lot of people because it requires that you set goals and priorities that you want to achieve. Then I want to look at what you've got to get there. What does it include? Your income and your expenses over the past year, as well as your assets and liabilities. Successful planning requires positive cash flow, and you need to have positive cash flow in order to be able to save for your long-term goals. Looking at your average monthly income and expenses, you can see what's left over to help create your budget and your plan. Regularly tracking where you are financially and ongoing evaluation of your plans and strategies keeps the plan relevant and effective. This is why you need the help of an advisor in these types of situations.
It could be invaluable. If all this sounds completely overwhelming, I suggest you consider giving Jim a phone call, 682-5431. That's area code 604. Creating a comprehensive written financial plan could be a wonderful way to start the new year, on track and in control. And there's no better time than right now this Christmas season to get started.
I couldn't have said it better myself. If you look at your situation objectively and still feel you're not where you'd like to be financially, it might be a good idea to give me a call. Okay, we might be able to offer a few suggestions on areas that you could improve your overall financial position. Many clients have told me that the most difficult part of their whole process is that first walk through the door where they sit down and they say, listen, I'm not exactly where I want to be financially, and I'm not comfortable with what I know and what I understand. But once that first step has been taken, they have a sense of relief and can't believe that they didn't start the whole process sooner.
Well, peace of mind is priceless. I mean, imagine traveling to a destination or even going out for dinner without a map or plugging it into your GPS and having no idea of how to get there. And nobody does that anymore. It's completely unsettling.
We couldn't perform our own surgeries or legal procedures, so why is financial planning any different? Professionals have the training and the expertise to help save time and prevent current concerns from becoming further crises. Remember, my job is to help you keep from making those financial choices that can cause you financial harm.
Exactly, Jim. That's why we have you here.
What we really want to do is help clients figure out how likely it is that which they fear will happen. If they did lose their job, for example, it's not a given that they would never find another job, especially if they have a solid skill set. Likewise, if the stock market does take a short-term plunge, it's our job to illustrate the ability to ride out the storm by pointing out things like their emergency fund or personal savings and time horizon until retirement. There are 3 things that everyone has to have where money is concerned: clarity, confidence, and control. You have to understand what options you have at your disposal, how the decisions you make may impact your personal life and finances, and what the trade-offs are for each decision.
I think what I hear you saying is you're trying to get us to look at a bigger picture. So, for example, you're talking about if you save a little more or reduce your current spending, what does that mean for your future nest egg? Or if you retire 2 years earlier than you planned, how much less will you have to live on?
Precisely. Asking And answering these types of questions help ensure that the decisions you make are right for you and are aligned with your personal value system. When the unexpected occurs and you understand your options, you're in a far better position to avoid costly knee-jerk reactions and tweak your financial plan as needed. I meet people every day who are not confident in their financial picture. They're not confident in the choices that they have to make. They're not confident in their financial knowledge. I'd really like to help give these people back that sense of confidence.
Well, no better time than now, because we're heading into a time of year when a lot of people want to spend a lot of money and may not really want to think about what the consequences are until the new year. So, Jim, what are your thoughts around managing money-related stress during the holidays?
Well, let's look at the causes of stress first, and then we'll look at how to reduce it. It comes down to feeling financially secure or insecure. A 2015 survey by the American Psychological Association found that money is the leading cause of stress among Americans, especially for parents. Let me throw a few stats out there to offer a bit of a framework for this conversation. The most commonly reported sources of stress include money. That's about 64%. Work, it's about 60%. The economy, 49%. Family responsibilities, 47%. And personal health concerns at 46%.
And these factors, all of the above, are factors that would likely cause a little tension with loved ones.
You know, we've said this before. Money creates stress. Almost a third of adults with partners, 31%, who were surveyed, reported that money was a major source of conflict in their relationship. It's been estimated that money issues are the driving force in about 90% of divorces. But you can live happily ever after, financially speaking, if you work at not letting financial issues come between you and your partner.
No secrets. And many of these worries around personal responsibilities and the economy are likely tied to money concerns as well.
Joanne, I can't say this enough. When it comes to money-related stress, working with an experienced financial planner and following a plan can truly make a difference. People who work with a comprehensive written financial plan feel more confident that they'll meet their financial goals and obligations. My job is to help them live the life that they desire without worrying about every little bill. That requires a plan.
Well, I don't want to be a Debbie Downer at this time of year, but with market volatility, political uncertainty, and economic performance being so prevalent right now, this anxiety can trigger the money under the mattress response.
Yeah, I get some of that, okay? Now, periods of past market volatility, they're not easy to shake, and it's not uncommon, even amongst millionaires, that they don't feel that they have enough to feel secure and believe that one wrong move, such as a job loss or a market crash, would have a major impact on their lifestyle. A story that I'd like to share. I remember a number of years ago dealing with a client who had recently retired, and she had over $1 million in investments, and she could comfortably live on her $30,000 a year pension. She told me how she'd always wanted a second pair of eyeglasses and was sincere in her question as whether she could afford them.
Oh my. Some anxiety around money is completely natural, and it can actually be a good thing, but when it begins to affect your quality of life, it's probably time to start thinking about how to prevent or reduce that stress.
Financial lives are like flight plans. There's all kinds of things that will throw us off course, and it's about the corrections that you make to get to your destination that really count. You may, for example, choose a detour based on changing priorities, or unexpected events such as an illness or a job loss may be forced upon you. But having a framework to understand and assess your decisions along the way offers a great sense of confidence because you know that you can be back in control fairly quickly. If you're not satisfied with what you're doing or where you are financially, I invite you to sit down with me and take a look at your situation. Let's see if we can't help to feel more confident and secure in your financial future.
You're listening to Boomer Life on CL 650. I'm Joanne Sutton. Today we're speaking with Jim Doyle, Senior Financial Consultant with Investors Group. And there's still a lot more to come on the show with Jim. We're going to have Jim hold our hand and walk us through a few ways to involve the kids in the creation of your family's charitable outreach budget. Remember, charity starts at home. That's all coming up next on Boomer Life on CL 650. And if you'd like to learn more about Jim and how he helps financially comfortable Canadians and how he can help you, it can be as easy as giving him a phone call. 604-682-5431. Stay with us.
Celebrating the baby boomer lifestyle. This is Boomer Life on CL 650.